Hey guys, welcome to the studio. Still under construction, still not finished. So excuse the cable mess. The table isn't painted, isn't covered, the ceiling isn't done. But all of the walls around, except for the door, are done, acoustically treated to the max. And it sounds already extremely good. But today I want to try and push it further. Move some things around, measure, move around, measure. Because we're at a point where you can't calculate it anymore. Like this room is already plus minus 5-6 dB over the entire frequency spectrum, except for 30 Hertz. There's still a problem, but that's already quite good. Like actually extremely good. If you consider that I spend 1,000 on the fabric, 800 on the absorbing material, and 700 for the wood. So 2,500 for getting your room fixed. The only problem is you need a big room because that's 40 centimeters of absorption all around. So you spend a lot more on rent. But I'm lucky, very fortunate. I didn't have this years ago. I started from absolutely zero. I released my first song produced with like speakers for 25 bucks and all cracked like versions of Logic and plugins and stuff. But 10 years later, worked my way up. Also thanks to everyone out there making this possible. Very happy. The last couple of days, very happy. Because all of this is actually working out. Today, trying to squeeze out a little more. Let's see how this goes. Because that's a lot of like carrying, placing, checking. There's some things I can adjust and test if they change anything.
Can't help but take it farther. I'm breathing underwater.
Hey, I'm done. I moved everything in the studio like a couple of times, but I got it. I got a result I've never even dreamed of. It's really good. The problems that I had all solved but one. And yeah, let me show you what I basically did and what happened. It's kind of really interesting how acoustics in a room actually work. So for example, here in the back, I got this little hallway. So we got here 40 centimeters absorption, 40 to 50 centimeters of an air gap, and then again 30 centimeters of absorption. And I was trying to fill this out with more absorption. That didn't change anything. It seems like 40 centimeters or 60 or 80 doesn't make any difference, at least not measurable in this room. So I tried out on another day, put these MDF plates like as waveguides angled in here. Also that didn't change that much. So I moved them out again, today in again, and I calculated with the room mode calculator where you put in the measurements of your room, which is like the most important when it comes to room acoustics. If you have bad measurements in a room, like bad sizing of left, right, and up, you're screwed. If you're sitting in a room that is 3 meters by 3 meters by 3 meters, don't even think about acoustically treating it. It's just like you will never ever get a good result. Here I'm quite lucky. I'm just missing a little bit of height and the room is too long. So I shortened it. It helped. This actually helped. I just put these right here in place to basically mimic a wall. I might even do twice the thickness, but this already helped. Like just all of them, they will be screwed in place to make them really straight. And then I tried around with the front wall, which is like the thing where I just don't know how to do it. Because like there are 3 options to do the front wall. First, I could close it off as the back wall, all absorbing material fabric, and then put the speakers in the room. Downside is it's not acoustically the best solution. And no more natural light, no windows. So I need to install an AC, costs go up, I lose the view, the inspiration, I sit in a dark room, which is a little weird for like 10-12 hours per day. The other option is building the speakers into a hard surface, like soft fit, mounting them into the wall. That's acoustically better, but still same problems. AC, I need like the windows are gone, the view, the inspiration, the sunlight. And it's complicated. If you screw it up, the speakers are in there, you can't move them. You can't move them back forward to improve like the sweet spot response. It needs to be calculated up front 100%, and I can't do that. And the third solution was like my favorite, just to find something in between that none of the acoustic guys I've been talking to actually suggested me to do. And that's just almost leaving it as it is. Like, I moved around these blocks. See, these are like absorbing material. I had all of them first in the corners, like all in the corners. These 5 also in the corner. These 5 also in that corner. And that gave me pretty good results. So I tried out moving all of them and mimic the wall. So I had these here, and I also closed this gap with those 2. And there are 2 more behind there. So I had 6 in the middle here up. But that actually gave me a bass boost between 100 and 200 hertz by 10 dB. And I'm pretty sure, because now it's gone, that it's like the room corners. That's why you install bass traps. So I moved 2 over here, over there in the corner. Same, of course, on the other side. And I got a pretty amazing result. It's insane. It's insanely good. I've never expected to reach that. I could probably, or maybe, make it even better by like really closing this wall. But then I have to do everything correctly. One mistake and it's worse. And I'm losing the view. And I don't know if it's worth it to lose windows, fresh air, and a view that inspires you for just like 1 dB plus or minus on the frequency spectrum. So let me show you like the measurements right now. Let's start with the very first measurement. Please ignore like the top end, 1K, 2K up, because I'm having feedback in there, these waves. That's like a measurement mistake. It's pretty much flat in all of these. Like taking care of the top end isn't that hard. So let's look at everything below 500 hertz. And the first measurement was at the very beginning, where I just placed absorbing material without the boxes, without the fabric, just around to see if it's enough material, enough absorption in that room. And as you can see, like the top end, pretty straight, pretty flat, but then a huge dip, 138 hertz, a spike at 85, a dip again at 63, very typical for rooms. And this is already a treated room. That's probably way more treated than any home studio. And it's shit. Like, there's no way to mix. If you have your bass notes at 110, 120 hertz, you can't hear them. It's like, it just doesn't make any fun. So you have like just between 70, 60 hertz and 60, 80 and 90, you have like between 115 and 137 dB of difference. That's huge. That's huge, like huge. There is no way you can mix properly. And I'd guess like that's around the status that like the B Studio has. Then I kept on improving it. This measurement right here, let's take the smoothing off. That one is from the last time where I showed it to you, where I was already really happy. That graph is roundabout, it goes from 116 to around 135. That's already pretty good. Like just one dip at 50 hertz, that is quite annoying because all kicks sit there. And it goes up at 27 hertz, quite a lot. And now the newest measurement, it's really good. Like from, what is it, 30 hertz all the way up, it's very flat, extremely flat. That's the flattest I personally have ever measured in any kind of room. Like the lowest is at 132, the highest at 141, 42, so like roughly plus minus 5 dB, 30 hertz up. I still have that huge spike at 28 hertz, which I honestly, while making music, can't hear. I don't notice that that frequency is overemphasized, because most songs are cut at 25, 30 hertz anyways. The speakers don't really output that. It's easily solved with DSP, so you can put an EQ between your sound card and your speakers and pull it down. Pulling down, always possible. So this is really good. I think I could even flatten the very top end more by doing the ceiling. I will definitely do that, because there's still one problem. There's like a floor-ceiling bounce. To get rid of that, I have to do the ceiling. So my plans here for the studio, because that measurement is already extremely good. I mean, we couldn't look at the RT60. It's perfect. It's like textbook perfect. Then the waterfall, like, it's so good. Like, everything decays very evenly, except for like the 30 hertz below. That's, I don't know, that's like the room mode probably. And maybe, I think I can like get rid of it by, I shortened the room in the back to almost a perfect length. I think if I shorten the front also a little, or put another layer of wood behind there, I think a second layer might be able to like affect the 30 hertz. Not sure, but I'll try and maybe even get that in check. And what's really the most astonishing is like the 40, or what is it, 33 hertz, the 41 hertz, the 50 hertz problems that I had, they were basically gone. From 33 hertz to 85, it's plus minus 3 dB. And that's as good as it gets. I don't know, like I think like the best studios on the planet have maybe, if you do it without smoothing, they have probably plus minus 2.5, maybe 3. Some say they have plus minus 1 or 1.5 or 2, but that's usually with DSP correction, and I haven't done that yet. I think there is no point in changing anything drastically. I'm even afraid of making it worse, so I think I'm fine. I'm really happy. This should be it. I can't leave it as it is right now, because I just put these absorbing things in the foil in there, but I will probably leave the design. I mean, look at it. So that's right now my view. Like, I have all of the gear, I can see it. I will put a monitor up here, 32 inch, on an arm floating above the equipment, and then like I can look through both windows. Speakers are perfectly in place, and I will probably build 2 more of these blocks, put them right there and there to close it off to the speaker, and from the side of the speaker I will very likely just leave it open up till here so I can see through the windows, open both of them completely, access the back, and then 2 more blocks over here, and maybe then just to cover the windows whenever there's too much light or it's too warm, just like something that goes down from the ceiling, but make it look really good. I think that's the best compromise, like having fresh air, the window, the view, and still have a very, very good acoustically treated room that is enough for mixing and enough for mastering. I think that's like the best solution, at least for me personally. I don't know about you, if you would like close the window and fresh air just for maybe 1% more. Like, I don't think you can even hear that. Even like really good speakers have plus minus 2 dB in the frequency response. So I think it doesn't matter that much. And I'm sure I can like still improve it by doing the ceiling and a little more on the back wall. And then I'm done. Like a floor, coloring the table, building the second table, couch in the back. So with a bit of luck, maybe just 1 more month, maybe 2, but the latest, October, my birthday, I want to be able to have like a little opening party in here. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm happy. Perfect studio, accomplished. It just needs to be finished. In theory, it's already there. And yeah, that's it.
Like it's all beneath us, down in the ceiling.